All right, guys. So today is Tuesday, and we are going to be working in ELA. We're going to be reading the comprehension strategy and skill, and then the vocabulary strategy and our genre today. And then we're going to be reviewing our writing practice. Next week, we do have a writing test. Okay? We're going to be working in your turn practice workbook. And then at the end, you guys are going to work on your 5 things. If we don't have time at the end of our ELA time, you guys are going to do that on your own at some point in your day. Okay? So make sure you guys do your 5 things. I should see you guys taking a practice spelling test and a practice vocabulary test and doing your grammar and mechanics every day, because that's really going to help with your fluency. Even if you're getting 100%, the more you do it, the better you're going to do every time that comes up, on whether you're writing that word or having to use that vocabulary word or having to use that grammar skill or that mechanics skill. Okay, so it's very important that you guys practice it every day. Let's go ahead and do our reading now. We're going to go to our reading writing workshop. So go ahead and take out your books, your little books. It's the same book that you used to read yesterday. If you're going to be using Connect Ed, you're going to go to McGraw-Hill Education by clicking on the waffle in Google Classroom.
Read.
We're going to click on read, and then you're going to click on the story Cats and Kittens. You're going to click on the story Cats and Kittens. Here we go. The genre for this week is poetry. And we are specifically working on rhyming poems that rhyme.
Rhyming poem. A rhyming poem has words that end with the same sounds. Tells a poet's thoughts or feelings. Find text evidence. I can tell that Cats and Kittens is a rhyming poem. The author tells her thoughts about cats. Also, the last words in lines 1 and 2 rhyme. Cats and kittens express their views with hisses, purrs, and little mews. Instead of taking baths like me, they use their tongues quite handily. I wonder what my mom would say if I tried cleaning up that way. They stay as still can be, until a mouse they chance to see, and then in one great flash of fur, they pounce on a toy with a purr. By Constance Kermes. Sometimes pairs of lines rhyme in a rhyming poem.
All right, now let's look at our comprehension skill for this week, which is going to be key details, which we've reviewed before.
Key details. Key details give important information about a poem. You can find important information in the words, pictures, or photos. Find text evidence. As I read Desert Camels, I understand that camels are very strong. I read that they can carry people and their sacks. Graphic organizer. Detail. Camels can carry heavy loads.
So key details give important information in whatever that you're reading. It could be a poem, it could be a story, it could be an expository text. So here we have camels have the humps on their backs. They're very strong. They don't mind the sun. And so, yeah, though I would say those are the key details. So this is all about desert camels. So here are some key details about them. They have a hump on their back, and they carry people with that hump, or they carry things on their hump. They're very strong, and they can walk long hours in the sun. And they also work very hard. They're hard workers. They won't stop for drinks until they're done. So like they won't rest. They don't rest until they're done with their duty. All right. So now this week, usually we have a comprehension skill and a comprehension strategy, but this week we're going to be talking about literary elements. And that literary element for this week is going to be rhythm, that beat.
Rhythm. Poems have rhythm. Rhythm is the repeating accents in a poem. You can clap the rhythm or beats in a poem. Find text evidence. Reread Desert Camels and listen to the rhythm. Listen to the beats in each line. Think about why the poet uses rhythm. Desert camels. Camels have a hump on their backs to carry people and their sacks. They're very strong, don't mind the sun, won't stop for drinks until they're done. They give people a bouncy ride. They sway and move from side to side. I'd like a camel for a pet, but haven't asked my mother yet. By Martine Wren. I clap the beats in the first line. There are 8 beats. There are also 8 beats in the second line. The beats make the poem fun to read.
So for this one, what they're doing is they're counting each syllable. Camels have a hump on their backs. 8. To carry people and their sacks. 8. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're every single syllable. Camels have a hump on their backs to carry people and their sacks. That's another way to do the rhythm. Yesterday, how I was doing it was like this. Camels have a hump on their backs to carry people and their sacks. They're very strong, don't mind the sun, won't stop for drinks until they're done. So I was just keeping a rhythm, but for this one, they're counting every syllable as the rhythm.
Multiple meaning words. Multiple meaning words are words that are spelled the same but have more than one meaning. You can use context clues to help you understand the correct meaning. Find text evidence. In "A bat is not a bird," I see the word bat. I know a bat is an animal and also something you use to play baseball. The words feathers and beak tell me the author is talking about an animal. A bat has neither feathers nor beak.
So we know that it's not like the bat that you use in baseball because it says feathers nor beak. We know it's talking about an animal. All right, guys, the last thing is write about the text. So here's this little boy, Martin, and he responded to this prompt. Pick an animal and write a rhyming poem. Think about how the use of rhyme focuses your thoughts and feelings. So you're going to notice that Martin uses precise words. He chose specific words like baby chicks to detail to make his meaning clear. He uses other details like how he tells how it makes him feel to hold a baby chick. It's such a treat. So we know that it made him happy. And he also uses rhyming. He uses rhyming words to add form to his poem about baby chicks like hens and pens. So let's go ahead and read it.
Baby chicks. Baby chicks are small and sweet. Holding them is such a treat. Chicks' feathers are oh so fluffy. They're so nice, never huffy. Chicks become roosters or hens, living in little houses called pens. Little chicks are baby birds, chirpy cheeps instead of words.
All right, guys. So the next thing that we're going to be doing now is we're going to be working in your turn. So everybody get out your turn practice workbook. That's either going to be in Google Classroom, click on classwork and go to your turn workbook pages, or you need to show me on your screen now. All right, once you guys have your turn book, you can either use Cami or you can use your workbook, whatever you guys prefer. I like it when you guys use, well, it doesn't actually matter. You guys can use either or. If your parents prefer you to do it in your workbook, then do it in your workbook. If you like to do it on Cami, then do it on Cami. Okay, whatever you guys prefer, but you have to be doing it. I need to make sure that you guys are actually working on these assignments. Okay, we're going to scroll all the way or turn all the way to page 93 today. And then remember, the page numbers will be on the bottom. You can also use where it says like Unit 2, Week 5. That's what we're looking for. So this one says Unit 2, Week 4. So we need to keep going. Here we go. All right. So we are on page 93, 94, and 95. And then 96 was like that key details chart that we talked about in your book, but we're not going to do it. But if you want to do it, you can. Okay. So read the poem, use the reread strategy to check your understanding. All right. So we're going to go ahead and read this poem together all the way through. And then we're going to answer these 3 questions. Okay. All right. It is also a rhyming poem. A tortoise. You will find that a tortoise is a mild fellow. It lives a life that's calm and mellow. A tortoise can live for quite a long span. In fact, it may even live longer than a man. You'll never find a tortoise at sea. It lives on land. That's where it should be. Would a tortoise be able to win a race? Not since it moves at such a slow pace. It has 4 stumpy legs and 4 tortoise feet. For a snack, plants are its favorite of treat. Some creatures have feathers and some have hair. But what does our friend tortoise wear? A tortoise wears a hard outer shell that always works to serve it well. When a tortoise doesn't know where to hide, it just pulls its head and 4 limbs inside. Even though a tortoise may be shy, it can walk around with its head held high. For a tortoise is a marvel of the animal pack. It carries its home right on its back. All right, we're going to go ahead and go through the 3 questions now. I do have a few questions though. I'm not sure if I recorded this. So how long can a tortoise live? A long time, longer than a man. Okay. Number 2, where does a tortoise live? So let's keep going. A tortoise can live. Okay. You'll never find a tortoise at sea. It lives on land. That's where it should be. Okay. So where does a tortoise live? On land. And so all I'm going to do is write land. If you are a fluent writer, then I would like for you to write complete sentences, right? A tortoise lives on land, period. If you want to write a 7-up sentence, that's a sentence with 7 words or more, you can say a tortoise does not live in the sea, comma, it lives on land. And that would be 12 words. We learned about sea turtles last week, I believe. Or was it the week before? We learned about sea turtles this unit. And sea turtles live in the sea, but these are tortoises. Tortoises live on the land. Now, how does a tortoise use its shell? So let's go back. A tortoise wears a hard outer shell that always works to serve it well. Okay, so that tells us about the shell, but it doesn't tell us what he uses it for. When a tortoise doesn't know where to hide, it just pulls its head and 4 limbs inside. Ooh, so how does a tortoise use its shell? It hides its head and limbs inside. It hides its head and limbs inside. All right, guys, if you need more time with this, you guys can find it in the chat. If you're on YouTube, you can pause the video, okay? What we're now gonna do is we're going to do our fluency reading. Okay? So I'm gonna read it first and then you guys are gonna do it, all right? So I'm gonna read first. I'm gonna set my timer and every word I say wrong, I'm gonna underline it, okay? Put my 1-minute timer. All right, let's go. You will find a tortoise is a mild fellow. It lives a life that's calm and mellow. A tortoise can live for quite a long, I forgot that word. In fact, it may even live longer than a man. You'll never find a tortoise at sea. It lives on land. That's where it should be. Would a tortoise be able to win a, I don't know the words. I'm going to skip it. Not since it moves at such a slow pace. It has 4 stumpy legs and 4 tortoise feet. For a snack, plants are its favorite of treat. Now I'm going to keep reading because I got to the next page. Some creatures have feathers and some have fur. I have 17 seconds. But what does our friend tortoise wear? I'm sorry. Some creatures have feathers and some have hair. But what does our friend tortoise wear? A tortoise wears a hard outer shell. Well, that always works to serve it well. Oh, I stopped at well. So what I'm going to do is I stopped at well. So remember, I say 111 and then I count on 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118. So I read 118 words. I'm going to double check my work. 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118. Yes. So I read 118 words. So I'm going to write 118 down here. Then I'm going to scroll back up and I'm going to see how many words I made a mistake on. I made a mistake on 2 words. So 118 minus 2 equals, what is it, guys? 116. Now, am I done? I should see you guys shaking your head. No, what do I have to do? I have to go to Google Classroom. I have to go to Tuesday fluency reading. So right above that, your turn. I need to scroll down and I need to open up my fluency scores. I need everyone to open that up right now. I'm going to pause the video. Everyone open that up right now. All right. So you guys do need to scroll a little bit down because you're going to notice that if you're just on this page, it stops at Unit 2, Week 4. You need to scroll. So do you see right here? There is like this gray bar, okay? What you need to do is you need to click on this gray bar and slide it over, okay? Another thing you can do is with your trackpad, you can actually, if you click here, you can actually use your trackpad and go like this, and then it moves, okay? So you do need to bring it over to Unit 2, Week 5, okay? And then you're gonna be writing your scores in. So obviously you guys haven't read yet because only I have. So I'm gonna check my score. So I read 116 words. So I'm gonna write 116 in the first box, and then what do? Click out of the box. What do? Click out of the box. All right, so you guys are gonna go ahead and read now, okay? So remember, if you finish this page, what do? You go to the next page. You keep reading till you get to the end. All right. I'm going to start the timer. Are you guys ready? I'm going to do it on my phone so that I can help you guys see this. Are you guys ready? On your mark. Oh, wait, I see a question. Okay, ready? On your mark, get set, go. Thirty seconds. 10. Time. All right, guys. Go ahead and stop where you were reading. Count how many words you read. Count how many words you got incorrect. And then you're going to put it at the bottom of this page. And then you're also going to put it in the first read in Unit 2, Week 5. All right, so it looks like all of you guys were able to put your scores in. If not, make sure you guys ask, okay? So what you guys are gonna do is after you put your scores in, don't forget to click out of the box. After you guys, sorry, I put all these extra ones because I was helping other students. What we're gonna do is now we're gonna move on to our second read. So you guys are only gonna watch me. You guys are not reading right now. You're watching Miss Park read, okay? Now I'm gonna do my second read. For my second read, when I get a word wrong, I'm gonna X it out. I'm gonna do an X. I do an X so that I don't get it mistaken with my first read. Because you might say a word wrong the first time, but the second time you might not. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna do my second read. Ready? On your mark, I'm going to start. Set. All right. You will find that a tortoise is a mild fellow. It lives a life that's calm and mellow. A tortoise can live for quite a long. I still don't know the words. So I'm going to exit out. In fact, it may even live longer than a man. You'll never find a tortoise at sea. It lives on land. That's what I don't know the word. I'm going to skip it. It should be. Would a tortoise be able to win a, oh man, I'm going to try to sound it out. Race. Not since it moves at such a slow pace. So I'm not going to mark it wrong because I got it right. It has 4 stumpy legs and 4 tortoise feet for a snack. Plants are its favorite of treat. Some creatures have feathers and some have hair. But what does our friend tortoise wear? A tortoise wears a hard outer shell that always works to serve it well. When a tortoise doesn't know where to hide, it just pulls its head and 4 limbs inside. Even though a tortoise may be shy, it can walk. All right, so I got to walk. So remember, I go to the line that the word is on. So it's 142, and then I'm going to count on. Think of like you're playing a board game. You're going to go to the next square. So this square is 142, 143, 144, 145. So Miss Park read 145 words her second read. Now, I'm only going to count the X's. Even though I said race wrong the first read, I didn't say it wrong this time. So I only have 2 X's right now. So 145 minus 2 equals 143. So this time I read more words, which is good. We want to continue to get better with our reading. And then after I write it in my fluency scores, what do? Click out of the box. What do I do, guys? Click out of the box. Can you guys show me your motions? Click out of the box. We click out of the box to save our work. All right, guys? So that's what we're doing. You guys are now going to do your second read. Are you guys ready? All right, no typing in the chat because we got to get reading. All right, on your mark. Get set. Go. Thirty seconds. 10 seconds. Time. All right, guys. So you're going to put a line where you stopped reading, count how many words you read, count how many you got wrong, and then you need to put your final fluency score in their Unit 2, Week 5. It should be column L, L4, L4. And then once you're done with that, make sure you guys have your 3 questions answered. And then you guys can say done. Okay. So if you've counted your words, you've put them here, you've put your fluency scores here, and you've done that. Make sure you've done that. And you've answered these 3 questions. You're going to type done in the chat. And then you have 10 minutes to work on your 5 things. And I think you can do most of your 5 things in 10 minutes. Whatever you don't finish, you can do it when we have extra time later today. So you're going to type done in the chat when you're done. So Ray is done, Aaron is done. And then what you're going to do is you guys can leave Zoom and work on your 5 things on your own. You have 10 minutes before PE. All right. So if you're done, you're free to go. If you need help, I'm going to be helping those who need help.